Hi, my name is Abhishek Bhardwaj. I'm a second year student of MA Social Work Livelihoods and Social Entrepreneurship. I'll be reading, mostly I've written it down. I'll be reading about the future of secularism in India, what I think about it. If we look at the meaning of secularism, it simply means separation of state and religion. It was concept which came into existence during the Enlightenment period in Europe. There are two kinds of secularism, hard and soft. And in Indian context, when we talk about secularism, it's the soft one which we are talking about, roughly based upon the Gandhian principles of Sarvdharm Sambhav, literal translation being equal feeling for all religions. A lot of people argue that secularism was forcefully introduced in our constitution in the 42nd Amendment and is a Western or European concept not fit for Indian scenario. During the Constituent Assembly debates on preamble, secularism took up a large portion of the time. On 15th November 1948, Professor K.T. Shah had made an intervention on inclusion of the word secular in preamble to read Secular Federalist Socialist Union of States of India. But members of the Constituent Assembly decided to drop secular, the word, due to the historicity of the religion in India and because Constitution also seeks to protect the rights of Dalits, backwards and minorities, which the state cannot intervene as the roots of defining such sections of Indian society is in the religion. Also, state through various rules and laws intervenes in religious realm, if you may, regarding marriage, personal law, cow slaughter, and other such rules. So, even though the word was dropped, the Constituent Assembly ensured that the spirit of secularism was imbibed in the Constitution, specifically through adopting Articles 25, 26, and 27 of the Constitution, which ensure the freedom of conscience and free profession, practice, and propagation of religion, freedom to manage religious affairs, freedom from taxation for promotion of a religion, which includes provisions prohibiting the state from favoring, patronizing, and supporting one religion over the other. But historically speaking, irrespective of which ruling party we have seen the Indian nation state favoring a certain religion or being strongly influenced by the Brahminical hegemony. The marginalized, whether they are marginalized by their own religion, due to their birth in a certain family, or not being born in a certain religion, have seen their freedoms being limited in one or many ways. Me, being an optimist, see a future for our India as a multicultural, secular, free, and progressive society. Otherwise, there is no future of our society, and the civilization which we revere as being ancient and Sanatan won't exist. A secular state can only ensure to uphold the values of a truly democratic society. And we proud ourselves as being the largest democracy of the world, at least every 5 years whenever we see elections happening in our country. If we call secularism as a Western concept, then so is democracy, which in European context too is actually result of secularism. But I believe secularism has been there, at least the soft kind, in India, in Indian history, long before being coined as a term by George Holyoake in 1851. It has been there in the Charvaka system, the Buddhist and Jain thought school. Maharaja Ranjit Singh of Sikh Empire established a secular state in Punjab. It respected members of all races and religions, and it allowed them to participate in the rulings of the Darbar. Various religions were extensively funded in terms of education, religion, and arts, belonging to different religions and languages. Same has been with the cases of all the rulers or the kings of India, which we revere. It is due to the history of secular India. I believe in the secular future of India. Even though in recent past decades, I have seen deterioration of the secular diverse, multicultural fabric of Indian society, I want to believe in a secular future. Also, on a personal front, I believe secularism to be a core value to function as a social worker so that I can work for the most vulnerable and marginalized, irrespective of caste, creed, color, or religion. Thank you.